Hi, in this video, I'm going to talk about the very first school of modern psychology that is called structuralism. Psychology as a modern discipline that we now study in academics or in our universities and colleges. It started in 1879 when Wilhelm Wundt, the very first experimental psychologist, who is also known as father of experimental psychology, who established the very first department of psychology and established the very first laboratory of psychology and even established the very first journal of experimental psychology in Leipzig University, Germany. He did not name this school as structuralism, and he referred to this school as voluntarism. But his student, Edward Bradford Titchener, who was basically British and who did his PhD under his supervision, brought this brand of psychology to United States of America, and there he established the very first school of psychology that is called structuralism. So, what structuralism basically is actually, Wundt was interested in understanding human mental functions, or very specifically, if we say that human consciousness. Human consciousness means awareness about something at a particular instant or at a particular time. Like at this moment, I am aware about my surroundings, I am aware about what I am speaking, I am registering some experiences like I'm in face of camera and I'm talking. So, certain things going through my mind. These are the things that are at the moment, at the very moment I'm experiencing and feeling. So, this is my state of consciousness at this moment. So, this state of consciousness might change if I go to some other settings or if I'm doing something else. So, our state of consciousness is our state at any instant or any moment. Wundt was interested to understand what kind of state this consciousness is, or how that was composed of, what its elements are. Basically, he started doing experiments on humans that we today know as introspection. Introspection basically is internal observation of mental states or states of consciousness. So, for example, if you have an apple in front of you, then you would describe how you're perceiving or seeing this apple, its roundness, its colors, its color saturation, and if you are eating that apple, then how it tastes like, how much sweet it is, how much, what kind of flavor you are feeling. So these are the things that you are registering in yourself and you report that. There's a fundamental difference in Wundt's approach and Titchener's approach. Wundt was more interested in objective recording of these things, like how much time this sensation lasts, or what kind of experience I'm having, the duration of that experience. And Titchener was more interested in the internal quality of the experience, like if I am feeling the sweetness of apple, then how sweet I'm feeling it. I can tell the color saturation that I'm feeling, how much redness I'm experiencing in the apple. So, what did they mean by doing all this kind of introspection? Basically, they were interested in mapping out the mind, hence the structure of the mind, or structuralism, because they were interested in finding out what are the components of human mind, or what are the components of human consciousness. Like in chemistry, we have a periodic table. You know about that? I hope so. The periodic table has about 118 elements in it, and our world is made of these elements, like zinc, like sodium, like potassium, like gold, like iron. Anything that we find around us, it is made of some kind of basic elements, and scientists have discovered around 118 elements, and this constitutes the periodic table in chemistry. So, as everything is composed of something, some elements, so the question arises, if psychology is a scientific study and if mind is a materialistic phenomenon, it is not an immaterial phenomenon. We have discussed in some lecture that psychology is not a study of soul, and it is scientific discipline, and science is always interested in materialistic aspects, not non-material aspects. So if psychology is studying mind, then we are saying that mind is a materialistic entity, and if it is materialistic, then it must be composed of some kind of parts, it must have some elements. So that is the reason Wundt and Titchener were basically interested in that aspect of mind, the components of mind, or the elements of consciousness. So the elements of consciousness they discovered, we can summarize them as sensations, as affects, which means feelings and emotions, and desires and motivations. These are the basic things. Like if I describe my mind, or if I introspect myself, then I would describe certain things like I'm seeing an apple. Seeing apple would be actually an image of apple, and this is sensation. My eyes are receiving an image of apple. My brain is translating it, so it is an image of apple. Now, if I'm eating that apple, then I'm feeling it. It is sweet, and sweetness is also a kind of image, but it is not a visual image. Then I have certain emotions and feelings inside me. I eat apple when I am feeling hungry and I am satiated, or my hunger is fulfilled because of eating apple. Then I can feel changes of mood inside me. And also when I was hungry, I had a desire to eat apple. So my mind has desires, my mind has feelings, and my mind can make images. So this is how the mind or consciousness is constituted, and that is what structuralists wanted to find out. Structuralism is basically this, and this school of thought is the very foundation of psychology. Though this school of thought was replaced by another school of thought, that is functionalism in USA and then Gestalt psychology in Germany, that we will discuss in another video. And this school of thought was criticized because of its limited approach. Psychology today, as we see, has more than 60 disciplines, more than 60 branches, and it is more practical now. The structuralist school of thought was very limited, it was very conservative. Introspection had many problems, like we cannot do experimentation on animals. Animals cannot do introspection because they cannot describe their feelings. Even children, they cannot do their introspection correctly. We cannot trust their reports sometimes. Only adults can do a more accurate kind of introspection. And then patients with mental problems, they cannot do proper introspection. So the data for the introspection available was very limited, and this kind of psychology could not be applied to many other individuals and animals. And then there are certain philosophical reasons too, that introspection in itself was questionable thing, that we will discuss when we discuss behaviorism especially. That is the reason the school of thought could not succeed, and it was soon replaced by other schools of thoughts or other paradigms. But this is the basic paradigm of psychology, and in principle this paradigm still exists. In modern cognitive psychology, we have many theories or models that discuss about structural aspects of our mind. Like memory has a kind of structure, like language has some kind of structure, like concept formation or different mental functions have a kind of structure. So we cannot deny that whenever we present some kind of mental theory, there is a structural aspect into it. So this is structuralism basically. This is I wanted to convey in this video. I hope you like it. If you like it, then please subscribe to my channel, and also comment that you want more detailed videos on any kind of topic, or you want me to remain brisk and crispy, because I am trying to make easy videos that do not contain very much details but just focus on the concepts. So thank you for today. Take care.